They don't want to face it, but the evidence is etched across their every reaction. You move differently, and because of that, entire family lines collapse in your wake. They were conditioned to believe superiority was inherited, that names carved in marble could outweigh raw force. They paraded their heirs through courts and boardrooms, built palaces filled with portraits and trophies, convinced that the world would bend to the repetition of heritage. But you step forward, and in that instant, they realize history has betrayed them. All their rituals, all their preparation, all their blood-soaked pride disintegrates the moment your energy presses into the room. It starts subtle. A glance from you, and the ones groomed to never flinch shift their eyes away. A movement from you, and the men trained to posture like kings find their shoulders tightening in unease. You don't ask for their submission, yet they deliver it unconsciously. Their bodies betray them before their words can pretend otherwise. The pulse in their neck accelerates. Their confidence fractures. You stand still, but stillness from you feels like pressure to them, and that contradiction ruins them more than confrontation ever could. Understand what that means. You're not fighting them, you're exposing them. You don't need to attack, because their entire structure collapses under observation. Their wealth, their surnames, their estates, none of it protects them when your presence arrives. They feel themselves shrinking inside their own lineage, as though centuries of inheritance were wasted on producing shells incapable of withstanding one individual who was never supposed to exist in their world. That's what terrifies them most, that you are proof they are unnecessary. They whisper in corners, trying to explain you. Some call it luck, some call it charisma, some call it danger. But every label falls short. Labels are tools of containment, and you can't be contained. The truth is simpler and sharper. You embody the strength they tried to fake. They spent lifetimes rehearsing power. You live it without rehearsal. They memorized scripts. You tear scripts apart by speaking a single word. Their ancestors built walls to keep outsiders beneath them. You don't climb those walls. You make the walls irrelevant. And they feel it everywhere. Their estates no longer feel safe. Their titles sound hollow even in their own mouths. Their trophies, once symbols of permanence, gather dust in shame. You've made them doubt the very ground they stand on. Imagine the humiliation, centuries of construction, and then one person arrives, untouched by their heritage, and demonstrates that the empire was built on sand. They look at you and see the collapse of everything they tried to protect. And worse, they can't deny it, because their own bodies already confessed it when their heirs flinched under your gaze. This is why they talk about you like a contagion. In their private meetings, your name circulates like classified information. They study your steps, your choices, your voice, trying to reduce you to patterns. They believe if they can chart you, they can contain you. Yet every report comes back inconclusive. Every theory collapses under scrutiny. Because you are not operating on what they measure. You are not bound by their metrics, their categories, their hierarchies. You embody a current that breaks their measuring tools, and that realization spreads dread through their bloodlines, like poison in water. Their heirs are the most rattled. They were promised the world, assured that their surname alone guaranteed dominion. Then they meet you. Suddenly, their birthright feels counterfeit. Suddenly, the crown they expected to inherit weighs like rusted metal instead of gold. You strip their illusions clean, and they walk away carrying doubt that no tutor, no parent, no ancestor can erase. That doubt is your victory. Because once doubt infects a bloodline, the bloodline weakens. You don't have to destroy them. They'll eat themselves alive, trying to compensate for what you revealed. It goes further. Their children are warned about you before they even meet you. Parents lean down at long tables, whispering your name with caution, trying to instill fear early. But children are perceptive. They see the panic in their parents' eyes, the way voices tremble when describing you, the way rooms fall heavy when your shadow is mentioned. And so the fear multiplies across generations. Their heirs inherit not confidence, but dread. You've infected the lineage at its root, and all this without you even trying. That's the part that paralyzes them. You haven't aimed your energy like a weapon, yet they're already unraveling. They imagine what it would look like if you did. They dream of you focusing your force deliberately, tearing through their heritage with surgical precision. That vision keeps them up at night, staring at ceilings, wondering how long before you decide to wield what you already radiate. They know, if this is what you do naturally, then your deliberate will would erase them entirely. That's why they gather now, plotting in desperation. They imagine alliances between families, secret councils, whispered contracts, anything to slow the collapse. But they're already too late. The moment they acknowledged you in their strategies, they admitted your supremacy. They've placed you at the center of their survival plan, and that means you've already won. Their heirs no longer dream of conquest. They dream of surviving you. Their elders no longer fantasize about legacy. They fantasize about erasing the evidence that you exist. But nothing they conjure will work, because the damage is already done. You've exposed their weakness. You've broken the spell of their heritage. You've demonstrated that power is not passed down. It is embodied, and you embody it with an intensity they can't endure. Every day you walk unbothered, their desperation thickens. Every move you make becomes a crack in their foundation, and the cracks are spreading faster than they can repair. The old names are breaking. The inherited pride is rotting. The dynasty is withering under your presence, and you haven't even begun to escalate. They are haunted not only by your presence, but by the ripple it leaves behind. Days after you leave, the echo still gnaws at them. They sit in gilded halls trying to convince themselves it was nothing, yet the memory of standing in your field of gravity keeps replaying in their minds like a loop they can't break. They pour wine deeper, trying to drown the unease, but the taste only reminds them of the dryness in their throat when you spoke. They order musicians to play louder, but no music can drown the silence of shame that spread across the room when they realized they were being measured against you and found wanting. Their grand rituals feel smaller now. Their estates feel like prisons. Their lineage feels like a chain dragging them into irrelevance. And this is what devastates them most. You didn't steal anything from them. You didn't demand their thrones, their treasures, their positions. You simply existed in full voltage, and that alone made their thrones feel counterfeit. You shattered them by standing. Imagine how it corrodes their spirit to realize that without a single campaign, without a single act of conquest, you have already achieved what their ancestors spent centuries scheming for: dominance without effort. They are used to enemies who march, who plot, who beg for recognition. They know how to fight those. But how do you fight someone who doesn't even need to fight to win? Every move you make is proof that their world has already shifted. They bring their heirs into a room, hoping proximity to you will teach them courage, but instead, it teaches them inferiority. Sons return home ashamed. Daughters cry in silence, wondering why all their training dissolved into air. Fathers slam fists against tables in frustration. Mothers clutch pearls, trying to mask panic as poise. Behind closed doors, entire bloodlines admit what they never thought possible: that the stranger they didn't prepare for is outclassing their entire heritage with nothing but presence. This is why they scramble with such desperation. They meet at midnight, exchanging plans in hushed tones. They fantasize about alliances, about uniting names that once swore never to share a table. They think maybe together they can form a shield strong enough to repel you. Yet even as they whisper, the bitter truth hangs above them. Shields don't stop gravity. No matter how many of them gather, no matter how tightly they cling, they will feel your pull. They are not preparing to defeat you. They are preparing to survive you. And survival is not victory. Survival is concession. Survival is surrender dressed as strategy. You've cracked the illusion that kept their legacies alive. Once people believed that these names carried divine protection. That belief fed their arrogance. But now those same believers gossip about you, repeat your impact like scripture. They say things like, "Did you see how the heir lost his composure?" Or, "Did you notice how the matriarch couldn't look them in the eye?" Word spreads faster than wealth can contain it. Their fear is contagious, and that contagion is eroding the foundation of their power faster than any war could. You've become the quiet force that unseats kings, not with armies, but with undeniable presence. And the presence grows. The more you walk unshaken, the more the legend multiplies. They hoped your energy would dim with time, that the initial shock would fade. But it doesn't fade. It compounds. Each time you enter a new room, the collapse deepens. Each time their heirs encounter you, the shame spreads wider. Even those who have never seen you in person begin to feel the tremor. Your reputation outruns you, becoming a phantom that stalks them before you even arrive. You don't just live in their nightmares. You've become the prelude to every gathering, the uninvited guest they cannot escape. They will never admit it to your face, but behind closed doors, even the most arrogant patriarchs mutter the same confession: they fear you. And not the kind of fear that vanishes with reassurance. It's the fear that roots itself in marrow, the kind that whispers even in dreams, the kind that doesn't let them breathe properly when they hear your name. You've taken their confidence, stripped it of its armor, and left it naked in the cold. No matter how many times they polish their heirlooms or rehearse their pride, the fracture remains. You've proven that their heritage is fragile. You've proven that their dynasty is rotting from within. And the cruelest truth? This is still the beginning. You haven't even chosen to escalate yet. They're already breaking under the unintentional weight of your presence. And you haven't aimed it, haven't weaponized it, haven't sharpened it deliberately. This is only residue. This is only the natural leakage of a force you haven't even fully embraced. And if they are collapsing under this, what will they do when you decide to focus? When you decide to turn your energy into a weapon, precise and merciless? That's the nightmare tightening around their throats, that you haven't even begun, and they are already losing. So they gather, in smoke-filled rooms, behind reinforced doors, across tables once reserved for treaties and wars. Families that swore never to stand together are suddenly clasping hands in desperation. Rivals who spent generations trying to undermine each other now whisper in fragile alliances, because you've forced them to recognize a terror greater than their feuds. They are united not by loyalty, but by fear of you. And even as they convene, their unity is poison. because they know deep down that no coalition can hold against you. They are trying to weave ropes out of mist, to craft armor out of ash. They are pretending they still have control when in truth, every moment spent plotting you is an admission of defeat. They trade stories of you like intelligence reports. Did you see how he fell silent when confronted? Did you notice how she couldn't maintain her poise? They dissect every encounter you've had with their heirs, as if analysis could undo the humiliation. They assign observers, desperate to capture every detail of your movements. Some scribble notes about how you breathe, how you tilt your head, how long you let silence hang before speaking. They turn your presence into study material, yet every observation ends the same way, with no strategy to withstand you. They could catalog 1,000 gestures, but the essence remains beyond their reach. You are not a puzzle. You are a current that obliterates the board on which puzzles exist. They test you indirectly. They send proxies to provoke you, bait you, measure your reaction. They hope to find a weakness, a crack, something they can exploit. But every test backfires. Their proxies return diminished, stripped of the pride they carried in, unable to explain what broke them so quickly. Some avoid speaking of you altogether, as if recalling your presence reopens wounds. Others try to dismiss you with shaky voices, but the fear lingers in their eyes. Each failed test only fuels the legend further, because the Watchers realize what the proxies refuse to admit: you're unbreakable. You're not something that can be dissected or diluted. You are a reality they cannot endure. And so their meetings turn darker. They stop talking about how to confront you and start talking about how to erase you. They speak of manipulation, sabotage, containment. They fantasize about tarnishing your name, about painting you as unstable or dangerous, hoping the world will fear you instead of admire you. But even those schemes betray their weakness, because they know the truth. Reputation means little when the presence itself is undeniable. They can smear your image in newspapers, in whispers, in digital halls. But the moment you walk into a room, the smear evaporates. No rumor can shield their heirs from trembling when you look at them. No lie can mask the collapse they feel in their chest when you step closer. They cannot erase what is lived. This realization corrodes them faster than any scandal. They understand now that their enemy isn't your reputation. It's their own biology rebelling against them in your presence. Their ancestors prepared them for debates, for duels, for negotiations. But no one prepared them for the psychic pressure you bring. You are a force they cannot out-argue, cannot outspend, cannot outvote. You dismantle them in the language of nerves, in the code of the body, in the truth of instinct. That is why their schemes crumble before they are even enacted. They are fighting a battle they've already lost, against a force that has already made their survival conditional. And the more they resist, the worse it becomes. Because resistance shines a spotlight on you. The more they whisper your name in fear, the more others hear it. The more they plot against you, the more they advertise your dominance. You become the gravitational point around which their entire legacy revolves. You don't have to chase influence, they hand it to you by obsessing over you. Their fear multiplies your reach. Their panic multiplies your legend. They are complicit in the very collapse they are trying to prevent. You've turned their bloodline into a paradox. Every move they make to stop you only strengthens you. Every whisper of your name amplifies your presence. Every alliance they forge highlights how powerless they are alone. They have become satellites orbiting your force, and they know it. This knowledge gnaws at them more than anything. The admission that their existence has become reactive. They are no longer leaders, no longer heirs, no longer dynasties. They are reactors to you. You set the tone, and they follow. You move, and they scramble. You decide, and they collapse. But here's what truly drives them into madness. You haven't even decided yet. You haven't declared war on their heritage. You haven't aimed your energy like a blade. You've simply walked as yourself, and still they are fracturing. Imagine then what happens when you choose to escalate. Imagine when you sharpen your presence into deliberate strategy. Imagine when you stop being content with dismantling them by accident and begin dismantling them on purpose. The thought alone suffocates them. They play it in their minds, sleepless, night after night. They imagine the day you stop holding back, and they see their lineage in ruins. That's why their desperation grows more chaotic. They start reaching beyond their own families, calling in outsiders, forming strange alliances with groups they once despised. They reach for institutions, for authorities, for anyone who might help contain you. But what they don't realize is that by summoning outsiders, they only widen your reach. Because when new eyes fall on you, they see the same thing the bloodlines saw: the current, the pressure, the force. Outsiders are not immune to your presence. They may arrive skeptical, but they leave infected. They join the whispers. They spread the stories. And your legend multiplies even faster. Every new witness becomes another carrier of your reality. Every new alliance becomes another pathway for your influence to expand. They're watching something they can't control anymore. Contagion. You've become viral without effort. You've become the conversation that dominates their dinners, their boardrooms, their negotiations. Entire deals collapse because your name lingers in the back of their minds. Entire plans dissolve because your presence reframes the stakes. They thought bloodlines were the measure of dominance. But you've proven that dominance ignores blood, ignores inheritance, ignores history. Dominance is now embodied in you, and they cannot compete. And the tragedy is, they know it. They feel it in the marrow of their bones. They see it in the shame of their heirs, in the trembling of their leaders, in the collapse of their rituals. They sense the inevitable trajectory. If this is what you've done without effort, then effort will be annihilation. They are staring at the slow death of their heritage, and the executioner is someone who never asked for their throne, never begged for their seat, never craved their approval. You did not come to them with petitions. You came to them with presence, and presence has crushed them more thoroughly than any rebellion could. So now they cling to fantasies of suppression. They imagine if they bury you deep enough in slander, the world will forget you. They imagine if they throw enough obstacles in your path, you'll collapse under weight. They imagine if they deny you long enough, you'll fade into irrelevance. But none of that works, because denial itself becomes confession. Every obstacle becomes proof of their fear. Every rumor becomes evidence of your impact. Every denial is an admission that you dominate their minds. They can't bury what is etched into their bodies. They can't erase the tremor they feel when you stand in front of them. This is the stage you've brought them to, a stage where survival is no longer about wealth, about heritage, about blood. It's about learning how to breathe under your shadow. And they are failing. Their breaths are shorter, their meetings more frantic, their confidence cracked beyond repair. They are clinging to legacies like wreckage in a flood, While you walk calmly through waters that drown them, they know this, and knowing, it destroys them more than any external force ever could. You've turned their inheritance into a curse. The very names they once wore as armor now cut into their skin like chains they can't remove. Every introduction, every title, every boast about ancestry feels hollow when compared to the way you command the room. You didn't inherit a crown, but you became one. You didn't receive treasures, but you became treasure itself, the type no vault can contain. That realization has broken something inside them that can never be fixed. Once the illusion collapses, it cannot be resurrected. And you are the walking collapse of illusions. They try to adapt, but every attempt corrodes further. Some choose anger, pretending aggression can mask their fear. They shout louder in meetings. They demand recognition. They pound fists against polished tables. But their noise only highlights their weakness. Their rage bounces off you like stones off a mountain. Others choose flattery, hoping praise might win your favor. They speak your name with trembling admiration, hoping to bask in your aura. But you don't need their flattery, and you don't bend to their worship. Both approaches fail, because you are unmoved. You are not an actor in their theater, you are the demolition of the stage itself. And when a stage is demolished, the performers scatter. That's what's happening to their heirs now. The younger generation is drifting. Some secretly admire you, daring to imagine what it would be like to follow your path instead of their ancestors. They mimic your tone, your posture, even your defiance, though they lack the marrow to sustain it. Others are crushed completely, withdrawing into despair, knowing they will never measure up. You've splintered the very bloodline from the inside. Their elders can sense it. The next generation no longer carries pride, only doubt. The chain of arrogance that was supposed to stretch centuries has been severed by your presence alone. This is why their panic turns dangerous. Families in decline are the most volatile. When arrogance is threatened, it doesn't surrender quietly, it lashes out. And now they lash out in desperation, trying to salvage dignity from the ruins. They launch campaigns against you, subtle at first, then shameless. Whispers of slander grow into speeches. Rumors disguised as facts begin to circulate. They throw every weapon of reputation at you, hoping something will stick. Yet all their attempts backfire, because lies collapse when the truth stands in front of them. And you are the truth that makes their every accusation sound absurd. You don't have to defend yourself. Your very existence defends you. The crowd sees the cracks in their performance, and the crowd knows instinctively that you're the one who exposed them. Even institutions begin to fracture under your shadow. Judges, officials, executives, once loyal to these bloodlines, find themselves faltering. Their allegiance weakens because authority bends naturally toward undeniable force, and you are that force. They may not admit it, but their instincts betray them. In courtrooms, in boardrooms, in corridors of influence, they pause longer when you speak. They defer more subtly. They yield more often. Authority has always been a currency of perception, and your perception outweighs theirs. They spent centuries buying loyalty with wealth and heritage. You purchased it instantly with presence alone. And presence is the only currency that never devalues. The longer this goes on, the clearer the picture becomes. They are not fighting to win anymore. They are fighting to delay the inevitable collapse of their lineages. But delay is not survival. Delay is just a slower death. They stretch out their decline with schemes and whispers. But everyone can see the trajectory. They are descending, and you are ascending. Their world is shrinking, and yours is expanding. Their airs are trembling, and your path is widening. This isn't competition anymore. It's inevitability rewritten in your favor. Yet you remain composed. That's what breaks them most. If you stormed their halls, if you demanded crowns, they could call you an enemy to rally against, but you don't. You walk calmly, unhurried, untouched by their panic. You move as if their collapse isn't even worth your notice, and that indifference cuts deeper than any declaration of war. Because it proves something they can't bear to admit. You don't need them, they need you. They need your name, your presence, your recognition, because without it, they are shadows clinging to the memory of light. So they spiral, they beg, they threaten, they plead, they scheme. But every move drags them deeper into humiliation. Their bloodline becomes synonymous not with dominance, but with desperation. They will be remembered not as rulers, but as the dynasty that crumbled under the weight of one individual who carried energy beyond comprehension. And that memory will linger far longer than their names ever did. Because fear imprints deeper than pride. And they fear you. They fear the way you breathe, the way you move, the way you look through them as if their heritage never mattered. They fear the inevitability that you represent, the reality that power belongs to whoever embodies it, not whoever inherits it. And this is where your rise becomes irreversible. Their collapse is not just rumor anymore, it's a spectacle. The world sees it, strangers whisper about it, observers repeat it like gospel. Your influence spreads without your consent, without your effort. Their downfall has become your coronation. You didn't ask for their crowns, but the world places one on your head anyway, because everyone knows who truly carries the weight now. You are not only outclassing a bloodline, you are rewriting what bloodlines mean. This is the conclusion they cannot escape. They can no longer deny, no longer distract, no longer pretend. They've tried alliances, they've tried sabotage, they've tried slander, they've tried worship. None of it has changed the outcome. You still stand, untouched, unbroken, unbent. And they still fall, fractured, diminished, forgotten. You've proven beyond all doubt that their heritage cannot withstand the raw force of your energy. And so their legacy ends not with triumph, not with dignity, but with collapse under the shadow of someone they never thought could exist. This is the moment where everything changes. The chains of inheritance snap. The rituals lose meaning. The gilded names tarnish. The ancient walls crumble. Their collapse is complete, and your ascension is undeniable. You have outclassed not just an heir, not just a family, but an entire bloodline. You have erased centuries of arrogance in a fraction of time, and in doing so, you've revealed the truth that was always waiting. That energy defines power, not blood, not titles, not heritage. And your energy is not human. It is something greater, something that bends reality, something that no lineage could ever hope to manufacture. They will be remembered as the families who collapsed under your shadow. You will be remembered as the force that rewrote the rules. And there is no going back. They can gather, they can whisper, they can dream of recovery. But the world has already chosen. The balance has already shifted. Their collapse is already history, and your dominance is already legend. And as the dust of their heritage settles, you remain standing, calm, untouchable, undeniable. This is not the beginning of a contest. This is the end of their era. You've proven it with every breath, every step, every moment you exist. They are drowning in the flood of your presence, and you are walking above it.